You're like me and you want to lose weight so that you're not always going to be shaped like a walrus, or you're battling your own health conditions, my goal is to inspire you to get out and grow your own food. So with that being said, I'm Nate and welcome to my urban garden. On May 26, 2024, I uploaded my very first video to this channel, and it was my first cucumber harvest of that season. And it was very good, by the way, a very prolific harvest. On June 1st, I followed that up with my peppers harvest as well, and that too was prolific. June 17th, I followed up with my massive beet harvest, and if you saw that video, you know I had a lot of beets. And then in July 14th, I uploaded a video of my final results of all of those harvests. I had been collecting food literally for quite a bit of time, and I also showed you all me juicing my beets and how I would store them, and that too was a good video. The unfortunate thing is, after that, I went ghost. And it's for many reasons. Some of the reasons I won't get into, but let's just say life happens, and sometimes when it does, we have to take a step back. We have to slow down. It's been 6 months, and the growth season has pretty much come to an end. I experienced so much this year. I learned so much this year. And I wish that I could have shared that journey with you all in real time. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I want to show you all what I experienced throughout the past 6 months. And some of it was devastating. Let's start with the heat. As you all probably know, this summer was extremely hot, especially if you all are in the Texas area. I'm in the San Antonio area to be specific. And because of that, recording was a major problem. My cameras were constantly overheating. I could not record full videos like I had been doing in the past. Also, because of the heat, it just felt like I couldn't water enough. And even when I would water, sometimes I just felt like my garden was overly watered. And as many of you may know, with heat comes pest. And let's get into the first problem that I experienced. Well, I guess the second problem, because heat was the first. In Texas, ants are a huge problem. Doesn't matter how much diatomaceous earth I used, doesn't matter how much I used neem oil, I just couldn't get the ants to stay away. And with ants comes aphids, the major pest that plagued my garden this year. The aphids literally destroyed my cucumber plants. Not just one, not just two, but all of them. They completely destroyed them. And it was a major blow to my pride. I felt like the worst gardener. And I get it, I'm not perfect. I'm not even a veteran gardener. I'm still very new to this, just like many of you are. And I'm pretty sure that's why you choose to watch my videos. We're learning together, right? So, though it might have been a bad decision, I had to let my cucumber plants go because they were just housing the aphids. Honestly, it didn't matter how much I tried to use neem, which, as you all know, I try to be as natural as possible. I'm not completely natural, but I try to be as natural as possible. And it just didn't matter what I did. They kept going. The ants kept bringing them to the plants, and I just had to let the cucumbers go. Next up was my watermelons. If you all didn't know, I planted watermelons. Now, because cucumbers and watermelons are very similar, if I'm not mistaken, they're in the same family, the aphids tried to take them out as well. Luckily for me, watermelons I planted later and they were still young, so my neem treatment was able to save the watermelons. And I definitely got quite a few watermelon throughout these last 6 months. And toward the end of the video, I'll show you all my watermelon harvest. So luckily, my watermelon were spared. My peppers were also okay. For some reason, I guess the aphids didn't want peppers. I don't think pests really like peppers too much, so maybe that was the case. And if you all didn't know, I planted carrots this year. Maybe you did, because I think I talked about them in a few videos, but I did have a bed full of carrots. And that was problem number 2. Well, I don't know what number I'm at this point, but that was my next problem, my carrot bed. So enter the grasshopper. My garden was overrun by grasshoppers, and I don't know if anyone else had this same problem this past growth season, but it was definitely a problem for me. The grasshoppers not only were throughout my peppers, they were throughout everything, especially my carrot bed. It didn't matter how many I chased down and destroyed, is what I'll call it. They just kept mating, kept multiplying, and it was really, really bad. It got to a point where I was like, you know what? I just gotta harvest these carrots, because if I don't, I won't have carrots because they're gonna eat them. So I harvested my carrots prematurely. And for those of you that don't know, let's have a learning lesson together. Premature carrots are skinny, or when you actually, you know what? I might not have harvested them prematurely. I might have just planted them way too close together. That might have been the issue, but regardless of the fact, I harvested them and they were extremely skinny. Not only were they skinny, they were so potent, like not sweet like most carrots are. They were so potent, they were bitter. So here it is, I have this massive harvest of carrots and we don't want to eat them. Oh, I'm gonna sound like I'm just wasting food. Trust me, we ate so many of them, but they just weren't that good. I hope you all can find humor in this like I can now, but that as well was a huge blow to my pride. Once again, I felt like a terrible gardener, and because of that, I didn't want to show you all this stuff, like, because I felt like I didn't want to teach you all my bad habits. But looking back, thinking about it now, having taken the time, I realize there's a reason I went through this. These experiences were placed upon me so that I can teach others from them. These were lessons I had to learn the hard way, and hopefully I will do better going forward, and hopefully you all don't have to make the same mistakes I did. So plant your carrots further apart and don't prematurely harvest them, even if the grasshoppers are taking them out. And let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all think I just planted the carrots too closely together, or did I harvest them prematurely? But there was an upside to the past 6 months, and let me tell you about it. As I said, I got melons and melons and melons. If it's one thing that I usually can grow, it's some cucumbers, peppers, and some melons. I usually don't have a problem with those. So, I mean, I got those, and pretty sure you're seeing them on the screen now as I probably edit. But that was great. My lime trees, they actually gave me limes. Also, my fig trees, they put out some fruit as well. So that was a little bit of silver lining. If you all saw in the thumbnail, I got a greenhouse, Hopefully it will preserve some of those trees. I'll more than likely put a video out showing you all the greenhouse. If not, you'll see it in future videos. And also, I got so many peppers that we didn't have to buy any peppers this last 6 months. Really, like pretty much the whole year, we haven't had to buy peppers, which is great. It's a part of why I grow food. I want to save some money, eat better, things like that. So, there was still quite a bit of silver lining that came with this devastating journey. And I guess my point in this video is just to let you all know that the process is not beautiful at all times, but the lessons learned, the growth, it's all worth it in the end. You know, I am not going to give up on my garden. I'm going to keep going. And I do got some plans coming up. It's actually January 14th today. As I'm recording this voiceover, I don't know when this video will be out, but it's January 14th, 2025, and I do plan on starting to get ready for this upcoming growth season either this week or next week, and I'm going to capture all of that on film, and those will be videos that will be coming out in the very near future, pretty much right after this one. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all had a better season than me if you grow food, and I hope I was able to inspire you if you don't. But as always, take care of yourselves, take care of those around you, take care of your garden, and it'll take care of you. Peace.